Bonjour à tous, je suis Brieuc Ghorchi. Donc, comme vous le savez peut-être, je suis un ancien élève de l'IUT Infocom. J'ai fait mon stage en 2015 à l'EGAM, le mouvement antiraciste européen. C'était une superbe expérience parce que ma mission de stage principale, c'était de réaliser un film institutionnel sur le parcours de la délégation que l'EGAM menait à Istanbul pour le centenaire du génocide arménien. Donc, en Turquie, là où l'État est négationniste, donc c'était vraiment très intéressant. Et donc si vous voulez voir ce qu'il en a été, je vous propose de regarder par la suite la vidéo de cette semaine de commémoration.
This act as a solidarity, being here together and commemorating together, is a very strong message to the rest of the society and to the government. It's invaluable. It's very strong message, I believe.
The key date is, of course, 24th of April 1915. That is when Armenian leaders in Istanbul, that was then called Constantinople, they were arrested and disappeared. It later turned out they were deported. It turned out this was the initial move in a vast campaign of deportation and elimination of the Armenian population in the Ottoman Empire.
For me, it was really important to be here because it's about to show solidarity with the Armenian people. So when Egam asked me if I want to be a part of this delegation, I didn't think. It was yes.
It's obviously a very important commemoration, and my family from my mother's side and my father's side as well are from Turkey. From Ankara, from another small village called Keskinmaden. So yes, being in Turkey was quite important.
I would like to invite every people in Armenian diaspora as well as Armenia to come here to commemorate with us, to show their existence. Because when we have you next to us, first we can show the world that we can reconciliate things as Armenians and Turks, and then we can try to do our best for the future.
It's easy to look at what the President and the Prime Minister are saying now on the Armenian issue and to feel depressed about it. But if you take a long-term view, 10 years, then we have come a long way. And my personal view is that we are very near to the Turkish state actually recognizing the genocide and apologizing.
Also, this is for the first time that we have so big number from the civil society of Turkey, so many people, and we had a very good cooperation, and this is all of it. It gives me the sense of optimism.
The foundation was established in 2007 after the assassination of Hrant Dink. And that's why we started to implement our projects in various fields, in human rights and democratization, in culture and arts, in education, and in Turkey and Armenia relations.
In Rwanda, the government today is the one which has stopped the genocide. But here now, this community here, it's an heritage of Ottoman Empire. They don't want to hear about any genocide.
It was 2005 that we said we have to commemorate. And in this room we had a press conference, and it was the first time that the G word was used.
As a survivor of a genocide, I want to tell you that you are building a future, a bright future.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for being here.
It was important to come here and to commemorate with the ones who have created the front line of fight against genocide denial in the Turkish civil society.
I seen the press conference, and it seems having been captured the attention of the international media, and in the last days and weeks we must see a new interest about the Armenian question.
Depot, we have exhibitions there and debates and discussions there. And this year, because it is the 100th year of the genocide, we thought it is important to have exhibitions which would bring to public the suppressed memories of the Armenians in Turkey or in the Ottoman period.
I think that the Turkish diaspora, the people, the Armenian people who are living not in their motherland, but in other countries in diaspora, they have to know that there are the lands of their ancestors, and it is so normal, so natural to visit and to discover, to remember the lands of their ancestors.
Spoken with my grandparents, but of course they don't tell you anything, and they didn't know the language, they didn't have anything because they left all there. They have a new life to rebuild.
It's a little bit difficult to live in Turkey, because in Turkey politics is sometimes mostly deny the genocide. It's very difficult because we are in the middle of the discussions, because the Turkish side says there is no genocide and diaspora and Armenia or the rest of the world says yes.
But it's important also for me, in my perspectives, personal perspectives, that to see what people in Turkey, living in Turkey, Turkish people, the other communities are doing for the recognition of the genocide, which is not easy job to do, especially in Turkey and especially here when the government is against.
This is the most important thing a person can do in his life, to recognize when there was a failure or if they're recognizing the own responsibility for something.
I come from the country that is responsible for the last genocide committed in Europe. So I think that solidarity among us has to spread on the rest of the world and the countries that are still in danger.
I promise I will be with you next year here in Istanbul, and I promise I will talk to politics, to all the people.
Today we feel that our solidarity is an example for the rest of the world, and that what happens here today that will, I'm sure, eventually lead to the recognitions of the responsibility of the Turkish government.
Tomorrow, I hope it will be the beginning of the next era for our cooperation and solidarity altogether. Thank you.
Yere kazardariye iver abro hayır krete pıcacutsi.
Büyük bir müzik insanıdır. Komitas var tabii.
I want to go, I have to be in Istanbul with the Armenians, but also with all the Turks, all the civil society, Turk civil society, which is fighting for the recognition of the genocide.
There are so many nationalities and they are gathered together for the recognition. It's amazing.
When Kurds, Turks, Armenians, European people are there, it's a real campaign of solidarity and of justice.
This is historic. This is fight for historical truth, I think.
Marmet, Canik, Norşen, Ader, Pirgarip, Koms.
For us, as genocide survivors, when we commemorate, it's a kind of preventing. We prevent that the genocide will never happen again in our country.
I think I will return much more and more because it's very important to us to have a link with our past and our roots. So it's not possible to come to Turkey and don't go there. So yes, I will come again.
I'm hopeful, seeing the people, seeing what they're doing, seeing their enthusiasm and their optimism in Turkey. I'm becoming, it's contagious. I'm becoming more optimistic.
You know, we need to continue. As Armenians, we're obliged and we need to continue with this. And we need to be together, everyone, Armenians, Armenian, Turks, Europe, the world.
That's why I'm here, and I think Armenians, Armenian politicians, they should be here to speak with Turks, with neighbors.
It's pretty emotional for sure, and being in Istanbul on those days, so like in general, it's emotional for me because, especially that I am historian, I grew up in Armenia.
Nous sommes aussi ici parce que face au négationnisme de l'État turc, il y a un réveil de la société civile en Turquie, notamment des non-arméniens au demeurant, et qu'il est important aussi de dire qu'on est en soutien, de montrer que nous sommes là.
Zenop Karabet Avakyan, Mugodic Avedis, Azarik, Sarkis Bagdasar, Krikor Balakyan, Pedros Balyan, Dr. Khachik Bardizmanyan, Levon Bardizmanyan, Vahimet Bardizmanyan.
Aynı şekilde devam etmesi, unutulmaması, devamlı bizi takip etmeniz basında zaten yer alıyor. Bu dileklerimiz, unutmamanız, Sevak'ı unutmamanız.
Well, look, this was the year of the centenary. It was a very special year. And the week's been building up to those commemorations. This year, I think we definitely have passed the threshold.
The only demand that exists is that they recognize something which happened on their territory and through the volition of their predecessor state 100 years ago. It is not abasing to ask somebody that. It is not humiliating for that nation to recognize that. It is a matter of honesty for that nation to finally say, yes, this happened. Not we did it, but it happened.
The key year is next year. Who will be there next year? Who will be like following the work we've been doing for some years now to help the ones who are on the front line of the fight, the intellectuals and the activists. Next year there will not be as many media as there's been this year. There will not be all the people who have come for this very special and symbolic anniversary, like 100 years of the perpetration of a genocide and 100 years of genocide denial, the longest period in history of genocide denial. Definitely we will be there next year, because I understand, and all the leaders who have come here, from the Armenian diaspora, from Rwanda, from all the countries in Europe, understand that we have to do with that because it's crime against humanity, and that there are important fights to fight here. And the recognition of the word genocide is not a detail, it is fundamental.